You grew up in a home where nothing was obviously wrong. There was food on the table. You had a roof over your head. Maybe your parents even said, "I love you." So why do you feel this quiet emptiness inside you? Why is it so hard to explain your emotions, even to yourself? And why, no matter how close someone gets, you still feel unseen? Because sometimes you were loved, but you were never truly seen. Maybe you were the easy child, the one who didn't cause problems, the one who stayed quiet when things got tense, the one who learned very early how not to be a burden. You noticed things, like how your parents were always busy, or stressed, or emotionally somewhere else. So you adapted. You didn't ask for too much. You didn't express too much. You didn't feel too loudly. And when you did feel something heavy, confusing, overwhelming, you kept it to yourself. Because no one really asked. Not in a way that made you feel safe enough to answer. Pause for a second. Think about this. When you were younger, did anyone ever truly sit with your emotions? Not fix them, not dismiss them, not rush you through them. Just sit with you? If the answer is no, that silence shaped more of you than you realize. Here's the thing most people don't talk about. Love is not the same as emotional connection. Someone can provide for you, protect you, even care about you deeply, and still not see you. Not your inner world, not your fears, not your unspoken thoughts. And when that happens, especially as a child, you learn a dangerous lesson. My feelings don't matter. Or worse, my feelings are too much. So you start adjusting yourself. You become more agreeable, more low maintenance, more invisible. Not because you want to disappear, but because it feels safer that way. Safer than being misunderstood. Safer than being ignored. Safer than being too much for someone who doesn't know how to hold you. And this doesn't stay in childhood. It follows you into your friendships, into your relationships, into the quiet moments when you're alone, wondering why something still feels off. You become the listener, the one who understands everyone, the one who gives emotional support effortlessly. But when it's your turn, you hesitate, you overthink, you hold back, because a part of you still believes no one will really get it anyway. You might even attract people who repeat the same pattern, people who like you, but don't truly see you, people who are around, but not emotionally available. And it feels familiar, not good, not fulfilling, but familiar. Because deep down, your nervous system recognizes it. This is what love felt like before. Pause again. Be honest with yourself. How often do you hide parts of who you are just to feel accepted? How often do you say, "I'm fine," when you're not? How often do you wish someone would just notice without you having to explain everything? This is the hidden weight of being loved but not seen. You question your own emotions. You struggle to express your needs. You feel disconnected, even when you're not alone. And the hardest part? You don't feel like you have the right to complain, because technically, you had it good. But emotional neglect isn't loud. It doesn't leave visible scars. It's quiet, subtle, almost invisible. Just like how you learned to be. Here's the shift. The realization that changes everything. It was never that you were too much. It was that no one taught you how to be fully felt. No one created a space where your emotions could exist without being minimized, ignored, or misunderstood. So you adapted. You survived in the only way you knew how, by becoming smaller. But you're not that child anymore. You don't have to disappear to be loved. You don't have to shrink to be accepted. And you don't have to keep carrying the belief that your emotions are a burden, because they're not. They never were. There's a version of you that speaks honestly, that expresses without fear, that allows themselves to be seen even if it feels uncomfortable at first. And yes, it's unfamiliar. It might even feel wrong, because vulnerability wasn't something you were taught to trust. But this is where healing begins, not by blaming the past, but by finally giving yourself what you never received. Attention, understanding, permission to feel. You start noticing your own emotions without judging them. You start saying what you actually feel, even if your voice shakes. You start choosing people who don't just hear you, but see you fully and slowly. That emptiness begins to change, not overnight, but piece by piece, as you stop abandoning yourself just to feel loved. Because real connection, it doesn't require you to disappear. It doesn't ask you to be less. It doesn't make you question your worth. It sees you, and more importantly, you start to see yourself